Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome Duke-NUS Governing Board Chairman, Mr. Goh Yew Lin, and Sing Health Chairman, Mr. Cheng Wai Keong. Good afternoon, Mr. Goh Yew Lin, Chairman, Duke-NUS Governing Board, Mr. Cheng Wai Keong, Chairman, Sing Health, Professor Thomas Kaufman, Dean Duke-NUS, senior leaders of Duke-NUS and Sing Health, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the Hall of Master Academic Clinicians Induction Ceremony 2022. I'm Dr. Benita.
And I'm Dr. Goh Sang Hyong. We are faculty members at Duke-NUS and will be your MCs this afternoon. We are delighted to host you here at the Academia and extend a very warm welcome to those of you joining us via the live broadcast on the Zoom platform. We are here to celebrate the induction of outstanding senior faculty members into the Hall of Master Academic Clinicians, and to also celebrate the promotion and new appointments for our clinical faculty.
Before we begin, a few housekeeping matters. To keep everyone safe, we would like to remind all to keep your face masks on at all times, maintain the social distancing of 1 meter apart, and follow the venue markings and seats and on stage. If you have not already done so, please switch off your mobile devices and electronic devices on a silent mode. Thank you.
To start our celebrations this afternoon, we would like to invite Duke-NUS Dean Professor Thomas Kaufman to come on stage and deliver the opening address. Prof. Kaufman, please.
Keep it on.
You can take it off. You can take it off.
I've been granted permission to take my mask off. So let it be noted. Well, good afternoon, Mr. Cheng Wai Keong, Chairman, Sing Health, Mr. Goh Yew Lin, Chairman, Duke-NUS Medical School, our Master Academic Clinicians, both those from the inaugural cohort and the new inductees for today, distinguished faculty, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm really delighted to welcome you all to this ceremony, which is one of my favorite things in the year. It's a really special event. Really happy we can do this kind of face-to-face. There are a number of us here because this is a really special ceremony honoring a group of very special people. Alas, because of restrictions, there's not everyone can fit in the room, and some of you are joining us online. But I appreciate everybody taking the time to be here to celebrate with us this prestigious recognition of some really amazing colleagues. So let's get down to business. We're here today to induct the best of the best doctors from our AMC into the Hall of Master Academic Clinicians, and also importantly, to celebrate our clinical faculty who have been newly appointed or promoted. Both really important events in an academician's life. You're probably aware that we're in the Academy Award season. Of course, indeed, our Master Academic Clinicians are the celebrities on our campus and superstars, and we're here today to award them this special recognition. And unlike the Oscars, which really recognize an individual for one single performance or one single activity, these people have really distinguished themselves through a career of achievements over a lifetime. And so these MACs, as we abbreviate, maybe we'll call them the Big Macs, have distinguished themselves by these multidimensional contributions and the fact that they're inspirational role models for all of us. So before we turn to the inductees of today's ceremony, I'd like to also take a moment to honor our inaugural group of MACs, a group whose names are shown on the screen or will be shown on the screen, and of course are familiar to us. I don't have the list, or I would recite them, but I think they're going to be projected. And I think they're attending, several of them are attending today's ceremony virtually And the plan was to project them on the main screen so we could see them. There we go. There they are, our inaugural batch of Macs. Can we give them a big hand? Thank you all for joining us, and we're proud of you and what you've done, and your successors are out here in the audience ready to follow in your footsteps. So thanks for being here today. So now for the stars of today. The individuals who were inducting at today's ceremony were nominated by their academic clinical program chairs and chosen by a panel of AMC leaders through a very competitive process. They truly are the creme de la creme of our clinical faculty. And that's no small feat. As I said, it's a result of lifelong dedication to learning, caring, reflecting, and honing their craft. They are embodiment of Duke-NUS values: courage, integrity, compassion, collaboration. And between them, they represent 7 academic clinical programs and hail from across our AMC, including polyclinics. So we'll hear from them individually directly in a video that follows shortly. Now, along with celebrating our Master Academic Clinicians, today we're also recognizing 30 newly promoted and appointed clinical faculty. Which is another a fabulous achievement. These people have attained their new academic ranks through a demanding journey of academic accomplishment, achieving authoritative standing in their field, and along the way, they nurture and inspire our students, junior colleagues, and their peers. From this group, future generations of Macs will emerge. To the little Macs, they're working their way up the chain. To all of you, hearty congratulations on achieving this academic milestone. We're very proud of you and your accomplishments, and are thrilled to have you as part of our AMC, striving with us to transform medicine and improve lives. In closing, I would like to extend my best wishes and congratulations first to this newest cohort of Master Academic Clinicians. We give them and we can really do it in person now. On Zoom, it sounds differently. And also to our newly appointed and promoted clinical faculty. We have another hand. And personally, I'm so happy and proud to be associated with all of you. It's really my honor. And I'm confident that your achievements will continue to propel the successes of the Sing Health Duke-NUS Academic Medical Center for years to come. And the quality and standing of our AMC rests on the foundation of your dedication, service, and accomplishments. So congratulations once again, and thank you all for all you've done.
Thank you, Prof. Kaufman. Kindly have a seat. As mentioned, today we recognize senior clinicians who have attained clinical mastery, exemplify the highest level of professionalism, and achieved the highest standards of scholarly activities. In other words, truly good, excellent role models who inspire both our students and faculty. Let's hear from them as they share some words of wisdom.
Clinicians are the lifeblood of our Sing Health Duke-NUS Academic Medical Center. To recognize our clinical faculty who have distinguished themselves through clinical mastery, exemplary standards of professionalism, and academic excellence, Duke-NUS launched the Hall of Master Academic Clinicians in 2021. This year, we are delighted to announce the induction of a second cohort of Master Academic Clinicians. These special individuals are role models who encourage and elevate those around them, epitomizing the core values of Duke-NUS. Their wisdom and expertise come from years dedicated to honing their clinical skills and advancing academic medicine in the pursuit of helping their patients, all with the goal of transforming medicine and improving lives.
So I'm fortunate to have been taught by quite a few eminent academics during my medical school days. As clinicians, they have immaculate clinical skills and diagnostic acumen. And then as teachers, they love and care for their students and would not hesitate to be critical and strict. And as researchers, they are innovative. They are also leaders in their respective fields and always in a position to influence and advocate for changes in policies for the better. So I'm inspired by them and I aspire to be like them.
Teaching is just part of the DNA of the medical profession. Not only doctors, but also nurses and allied health. And every day we teach. We hope that they become better doctors, and this is translated into also better patient care.
I encountered a patient who presented with acute asthma attack. She was not able to use the inhaler properly. To my surprise, she is also a healthcare worker. That sparks my thoughts that if a healthcare worker is not able to use the medication effectively, then I think our patients will even find it more challenging.
When I was doing my fellowship training at Guy's Hospital in London, I was exposed to the academic practice of radiology. So when I came back to Singapore from my training, I was determined to also play a part in developing the evidence for my area of practice. On top of that, I realized that just transposing data and evidence from Western population would not be suitable for us. In our own population, we have peculiar diseases that we do not see in the West. So it's very important that we create the evidence so that we can have the best treatment for our patients.
One of the biggest rewards is being able to do something that actually can impact the outcomes and improve the outcomes of many of our patients. And that can be challenging because research is pushing some of the boundaries and also trying to implement this in a system that's already very high functioning and doing very well.
And sometimes we go into administration, we go into teaching, we go into all kinds of other associated activity. It's all about finding new ways to make treatment better. And so this continuous curiosity and challenge is the reward.
The nurturing of the younger doctors, it gives me great pleasure when I see them successful and advancing to a higher level and achievement than what I can do.
The biggest reward is that I enjoy my work. I have the opportunity to meet with different people outside of dentistry, and that would include people like scientists, engineers, as well as academics from all over the world. There is a common passion for their research and technology. So I find this common passion and like-mindedness very inspiring.
The world is your oyster. There are so many opportunities, from being a good clinician to getting trained to be a good surgeon to doing research from bedside to bench side and back to the bedside. And at the system level, you can also be a good administrator, organize the healthcare system, or even go into business and look at how healthcare financing can be better organized.
I would advise them to go for the area which they are enjoying. One also has to be persistent, because on the way there will be difficulties and you have to overcome all this. As far as looking after the patients, always remember to think about the patients.
At the end of the day, it is the journey that counts. So many of us may be too focused on achieving results or meeting the KPIs, and we forget to enjoy the journey. My advice to them would be to enjoy the moment, whatever the result may be.
Don't chase glory. Let glory chase you.
I think it's been an interesting journey, and I think I've been very impressed by the passion and the enthusiasm and drive of many of our students. And I think we've used Zoom a lot, email, text messages and other ways. But I think keeping that personal relationship and contact is important. Showing concern and just being available when needed.
Part of mentoring is to have a personal relationship. And oftentimes I find that that's best done through having a meal with your mentee. What I do is, we continue the regular interactions over Zoom. We create a similar atmosphere by saying, look, why don't you go and take away some food and then we can talk over a meal but virtually.
I have created a forum called Passion in Family Medicine Research. Over at Zoom, we invited students to come on board the meeting and we share our research projects. Many of them subsequently joined the study team, continue to participate in the research project as investigators, and some of them have even published.
And subsequently, when the restrictions were somewhat lifted, then we have to work very hard to bring the students back, to tutor them and to mentor them on the physical examination skills.
Of course, integrity is the most important. Without integrity, to ensure that you walk the straight and narrow, you are going to be very dangerous.
And once you have integrity, then you can have the courage to do things.
Not only courage to succeed, but also the courage to fail.
And of course, we need the compassion to carry out.
It is important that patient is at the heart of all we do.
Not only towards your patients, but also with your colleagues, your family members, and your friends.
The one that particularly resonates with me at this stage in my journey is that of collaboration. And the reason for that is because we can achieve more together. There's a nice African proverb that I think encapsulates how I feel about this, and it goes like this. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I think it's about living the values of the Duke-NUS school. So I'm very grateful that I have shared this journey in the past 10-12 years and continue to live the values along with the staff and the students.
Thank you to the 2022 inductees for your inspirational sharing. We would now like to invite the chairman of the Duke-NUS Governing Board, Mr. Goh Yew Lin, on stage to share his congratulations.
Mr. Cheng Wai Keong, Chairman Sing Health, Professor Thomas Kaufman, Dean, inaugural cohort of Master Academic Clinicians, Master Academic Clinician inductees for 2022, distinguished faculty and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you here in the auditorium and those joining us online. A year ago, on this same platform, I was very pleased to launch the Hall of Master Academic Clinicians and to induct our inaugural cohort. Today, it is truly inspiring to hear from this year's new Master Academic Clinicians about their journeys, their life experiences, and their aspirations. They are a perfect representation of the greater heights that we achieve through our strategic academic medical partnership with Sing Health. When Sing Health and Duke-NUS first embarked on this mission of academic medicine, we were each making a name for ourselves. Sing Health, through its excellence in clinical care, research and education, and Duke-NUS through our world-class graduate medical education and our basic and translational research into the most prevalent diseases in Asia. By combining the complementary strengths of the two institutions, however, we broke through to a whole new plane of excellence, one where we gained international recognition and made a global impact on healthcare. We achieved this by creating a vibrant environment integrating academic pursuits with clinical excellence. This seamless continuum combines research with innovation and education and with care, and comes together to improve patients' lives here in Singapore and beyond. And we achieved all this with people like you. Our inaugural Max, our soon-to-be inducted Max, as well as the outstanding clinical faculty whom we are also celebrating today. Your excellence helps us attract the brightest and most talented scientists and clinicians, and equally important, helps us to build partnerships with other world-class institutions and individuals. It is the opportunities we offer and the possibilities they see embodied in our people that enable us to punch well above our weight and count ourselves among the foremost academic medical centers in the world. One way in which we at Duke-NUS are recognizing your invaluable contributions is through our Hall of Master Academic Clinicians. As Dean mentioned in his remarks, this new cohort comes from all parts of the campus, demonstrating the deep commitment to excellence in all our missions. The 8 new Master Academic Clinicians who will shortly be officially inducted in the hall have all pushed the boundaries of excellence and serve as inspiration to all of us. I congratulate all our new Master Academic Clinicians and look forward to what they will accomplish next. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Goh. Kindly remain on stage. Next, I would like to invite Professor Kaufman to join Mr. Goh on stage to officially induct the new cohort of Master Academic Clinicians. The Master Academic Clinicians are Clinical Professor Cheng Wai Sam Christopher, Surgery Academic Clinical Program. Clinical Professor Cheng is a fervent advocate of patient safety and quality care. He works tirelessly to ensure patients receive the highest standard of care. Associate Professor Ding Zipin, Cardiovascular Sciences Academic Clinical Program. Associate Professor Ding is a dedicated clinician and teacher. She's an inspiration to many generations of doctors and allied health professionals. Clinical Professor Goh Bee Tin, Oral Health Academic Clinical Program. Clinical Associate Professor Goh is a clinical scientist, leader, innovator, and educator. She exemplifies not only a clinician, but helps improve the practice of dentistry in every aspect of her work. Professor Ho Lai Yun, Pediatrics Academic Clinical Program. Professor Ho is eminently recognized as a master clinician in the medical community. He has contributed significantly to healthcare, politics, policies, medical education, child advocacy, and the community. Clinical Professor Phua Kong Du, Pediatrics Academic Clinical Program. Clinical Professor Phua has outstanding contributions to medical research, education, and the community. His research was instrumental in expediting the availability of a rotavirus vaccine to millions of children today. Clinical Professor Tan Dien Su, Radiological Sciences Academic Clinical Program. Clinical Professor Tan has great foresight and has the ability to see ahead of the curve. He is a key opinion leader and is well respected nationally and internationally. Clinical Associate Professor Tan Yap Chuan, Family Medicine Academic Clinical Program. Clinical Professor Tan has single-handedly sown the seed of family medicine research. He is passionate in nurturing future generations of family physicians who are not only competent clinicians, but also excel in research and innovation. Professor Julian Tambu, Medicine Academic Clinical Program. Professor Tambu is passionate about teaching. He regards as a personal mission to impart not only knowledge, but the need to instill compassion, commitment, integrity, and a passion to learn. Thank you, Mr. Goh and Prof. Kaufman. Kindly remain on stage for a group photo. To join Mr. Goh and Prof. Kaufman, we would like to invite SingHealth Chairman Mr. Cheng and Deputy Group CEO Professor Fong Kok Yong up on stage to join in the photo taking. Let's put our hands together once more to congratulate our newly inducted Master Academic Clinicians. Congratulations to all. Thank you. May I invite you to return to your seats while Mr. Cheng remains on stage to say a few words to celebrate this occasion.
The best thing about having masters that you don't know things.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Goh Yu-Lin, Duke-NUS Medical School Governing Board. Professor Thomas Kaufman, Dean, Duke-NUS Medical School, inaugural cohort of Master Academic Clinician, our newly inducted Master Academic Clinician, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here today to witness such an important occasion, celebrating a distinguished group, the Master Academic Clinician. The SingHealth Duke-NUS Academic Medicine Center is proud to foster the development of world-class clinical practice alongside academic excellence. It is this twin mission that has enabled us to spearhead innovation in research and education and transform clinical practice to improve life here in Singapore and beyond. This is also what has propelled Singapore General Hospital into the top 10 of Newsweek World Best Hospital, ranked for 3 years running now. To rise to the challenge of tomorrow, I'm heartened that the AMC has, in the last year, set up SingHealth Duke-NUS Disease Center in key areas such as cell therapy, vascular care, as well as Regenerative Medicine Institute of Singapore. Our AMC ability to transform idea into impactful innovation was further boosted through the launch of Academic Medicine Innovative Institute. Thus, strengthen our clinicians, research, and innovators now operate in a vibrant environment with abundance opportunity for strategic, excellent exchange and translation research. As we jointly define tomorrow medicine, let us always remember to stay true to our common purpose of putting patient at the heart of all we do, and our Master Academic Clinician embody this ethos. Although I wasn't present last year to witness the launch of the Hall of Master Academic Clinician and the induction of our first cohort, I am immensely proud of the achievement, and this year cohort has done us just as proud. Let me congratulate our 8 newly inducted Master Academic Clinicians. They too have ample proven that their commitment to our patients across the illustrious career in public service. Their names are well known to all of us across the campus. They are champion for our patients, ambassador for our AMC, and inspiring role model for students, young residents, and senior clinicians alike. Thank you for flying the flag of our AMC high and inspiring all of us to be the best we can. to deliver better care for our patients. I would also like to congratulate our senior faculty whose appointment and promotion to associate and full professor we are celebrating today. Congratulations to all of you. As an AMC, we prize clinical, educational, and research excellence, and this appointment and promotions are recognition of your hard work and dedication. You have demonstrated academic leadership in your field of expertise and are recognized nationally and internationally for your works. I look forward to see what you accomplish next, and we across AMC will be cheer you on. Congratulations again. Today's ceremony is testament to the strong and successful partnership that underpin our AMC. Duke-NUS students are trained by model clinicians from Sing Health Institute who, in turn, are given the chance to sow the seed for nurturing tomorrow's healthcare leaders. This is a symbolic relationship that ultimately improves patient care. Together with research at the forefront, each generation will reach new heights, having been elevated by the generation that has gone before them. To all of you, thank you for dedicating your career to patient care, advancing our academic mission, and nurturing the next generation of excellent doctors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng. Next, we would like to invite Prof. Kaufman back on stage again to present plaques to our clinical faculty who have been newly promoted and appointed as professors and associate professors. Presenting our first recipient, Dr. Jenny Lo Giok Hong, promoted to Professor, Track 2B Research. Dr. Ing Heng Ju, promoted to Clinical Professor. Dr. Tae Kiang Hyung, promoted to Clinical Professor. Dr. Fabian Yap Kok Ping, promoted to Clinical Professor. Dr. Velu Chami Amuta Barati, promoted to Associate Professor. Dr. Ong Chun Kiat, promoted to Associate Professor. Dr. Pratibha Kishaf Agarwal, promoted to Clinical Associate Professor. Dr. Boy Pui Yi, promoted to Clinical Associate Professor. Dr. Masyaj Piot Sebeki, appointed as Clinical Associate Professor. Dr. Gareth Peter Javon, appointed as Clinical Associate Professor. Dr. Rick Goh Xiao Mong, appointed as Adjunct Associate Professor. Thank you very much, Prof. Kaufman. We would also like to congratulate the promoted and appointed senior faculty who are for various reasons unable to join us at the ceremony today. For the full list of promoted clinical faculty, please refer to the program e-booklet that can be downloaded via the QR code displayed at the side of your seats or in front of us. Congratulations once again. We hope that today's ceremony provides further inspiration to all our clinical faculty in our Academic Medical Center, and we hope to see them don the mantle of Master Academic Clinicians in the future. We would now like to take a group photo with everyone from your seats. For faculty in the last two rows, we invite you to stand up for the photo, please. This is going to be a challenge.
Thank you, everyone. Those who are standing, please sit. Last but not least, we would like to invite SingHealth Deputy Group CEO of Research and Education, Professor Lim Soon Tai, to give the closing remarks. Professor Lim, please.
Hi, Mr. Cheng Wai Keong, Chairman, SingHealth, Mr. Goh Yu Lin, Chairman, Duke-NUS Medical School Governance Board, Professor Thomas Kaufman, Dean, Duke-NUS, inaugural cohort of Master Academic Clinicians, newly inducted Master Academic Clinicians, distinguished faculty and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. We have now come to the end of today's ceremony, and what an enriching and inspiring afternoon it was. Our Master Academic Clinicians come from different disciplines, but we can see that they all share common values: a love for lifelong learning, healthy pursuit of rigorous clinical, academic and research excellence throughout their distinguished career, and a commitment to serve as worthy mentors and role models for students and clinicians. Many of us attending in person here or virtual would have interacted with our master clinicians and benefited from their wisdom and generous sharing of knowledge. Inductions of these 8 talented clinicians into the Hall of Master Academic Clinician is indeed very well deserved. The cohort of 30 newly promoted and appointed senior faculty have demonstrated dedication to educating the next generation of clinicians, educators, researchers, and scientists. This is no small feat. Given the competing demands of the professions, we commend them for devoting time and energy to nurture our young talent. It is thanks to these diverse and multi-talented individuals like this that our AMC continues to thrive. Their efforts help to generate the academic buzz that fosters the love of learning and innovation in our AMC. When I think back to my time as a young clinician, I remember admiring and actually being intimidated by many of my clinical mentors and the giants in the medical fraternity. So today, I would like to take a moment to remind our students and younger colleagues of this old proverb that great oaks grow from little acorns. You may be at the start of your careers and the road ahead may look daunting, but you have the ability and every opportunity to emulate these role models and follow your own path to forge ahead, to become Master Academic Clinicians and senior faculty in your own right one day. Infrastructure, support programs, and importantly, people in our AMC will enable and support you in that journey. The ultimate beneficiary of our endeavors to improve care through education and research is to provide the best care for our patient, and that must be the very focus of our motivation. In closing, on behalf of everyone here, I congratulate this year's cohort of Master Academic Clinicians and newly promoted and appointed senior faculty, and wish you all continued success. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Lim. We are almost at the end of today's inspiring ceremony. Let's go back to where it all begins to see where our master academic clinicians and our clinical faculty make a difference every day. Ladies and gentlemen, we present you a peek into Duke-NUS. Please enjoy.
Duke-NUS Medical School was born when two world-class universities, Duke University and the National University of Singapore, came together to create a new medical school with a special mission: to transform the landscape in Singapore by producing a different kind of clinician and by driving innovative translational research. Our commitment to developing the SingHealth Duke-NUS Academic Medical Center has created a seamless bench-to-bedside research continuum with rich inspiration for our scientists while enabling clinicians of all stripes to fulfill their potential as Clinician Plus. On top of our research-focused Doctor of Medicine curriculum, we offer some of the top PhD programs in Asia designed to boost Singapore's capabilities in key emerging biomedical fields. We also have conditional admissions pathways with top universities in the world, providing select students with opportunities to pursue diverse academic interests while also actively engaging the medical community at Duke-NUS. As for our students, their diverse academic backgrounds and unique life experiences bring a rich diversity to our school and the wider medical community.
I came to Duke-NUS with a degree in biotechnology and business from the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. I chose to study other fields to widen my horizons before pursuing my dreams of studying medicine.
I studied material science and engineering at Nanyang Technological University before coming into Duke-NUS. But through my volunteer work with rehabilitation programs, I realized that I not only want to do medical research, but also hope to have a more direct impact on humans.
At Duke-NUS, a great part about the curriculum is putting the role of learning onto the students. This system, called Team Lead, it encourages active participation in group discussions, and I learn from my teammates' different perspectives. This teamwork-oriented approach prepares us well for the naturally collaborative nature of medicine.
To learn and practice our clinical skills, we have a dedicated simulated learning space that provides us with an environment that is lifelike and allows us to hone our skills without being afraid of making mistakes.
We also have the anatomist table, where we can virtually dissect a real human body and study the intricacies of human anatomy.
My experience at Duke-NUS is really useful for me because we have people working on various diseases and disorders, both from the very basic levels all the way up to a really translational level as they're actively developing treatments. And having that perspective of basic translational research, I think will be very helpful for me in the future as a scientist. And as PhD students, we get to work in the labs under the guidance of internationally recognized faculty who give us direct support in our thesis research.
I like to think of Duke-NUS as a small but mighty research powerhouse on the little red dot, where our scientists tackle the most pressing healthcare challenges through basic and translational research, focusing on diseases affecting Southeast Asia to the benefit of patients here in Singapore and around the world. Since day one, our scientists have focused on making discoveries that impact the major public health challenges in Singapore through our 5 signature research programs. In the fight against COVID-19, our experts in infectious diseases working with local and international partners impacted the fight against the pandemic in Singapore and around the world. This includes being among the first institutions worldwide to isolate the virus and developing the first neutralizing antibody test for SARS-CoV-2, allowing rapid and specific confirmation of infection, as well as assessment of immune response to vaccination. A range of impactful research discoveries has been made by scientists at Duke-NUS, who have been recognized with top local and international honors.
What drives me to keep innovating, to me, is really trying to constantly find solutions to improve patient outcomes. Trained as an engineer, and then after that now as a surgeon, I really wanted to come up with my own devices and to help patients basically. Our Centre of Technology and Development, or CTED, works closely with researchers and entrepreneurial players in Singapore. I actually really enjoy that process of bringing different multidisciplinary teams together to solve an unmet clinical need, to actually create solutions that improve patient outcomes. Through its innovative education program that emphasizes critical thinking skills, clinical training, and research, Duke-NUS has prepared and given me the opportunity to pursue my passion in both surgery and medical device innovation.
Delivering clinical care is team-based. It is multidisciplinary, it is interprofessional, and multi-institutional. And as I grow and develop into my role as a Clinician Plus, I'm confident that the AMC partnership will continue to provide me with the resources and opportunities I need to achieve my goals. Moving forward, it will be interesting to see where we are headed in terms of collaborations, both within Singapore as well as globally, as we aim to provide the best medical care to our patients with the latest medical innovations as well as groundbreaking clinical trials.
Together with our academic medicine partner, Sing Health, we have created a vibrant biomedical ecosystem, combining research, education, and patient care, enabling our students, scientists, and clinicians to transform medicine and improve lives.
With this, we have come to the end of this year's Master Academic Clinician Induction and the Clinical Faculty Promotion and Appointment Ceremony.
Thank you for taking the time to attend this joyous event here in person and via the live broadcast. We wish you a pleasant evening ahead.
Please do keep a safe distance as you leave, and please leave the auditorium in row by row. Thank you.
Thank you.